losses on the road, including a 4-overtime loss to Tiffin, Ohio. A pretty good team with Stephen Root down there. They throw the ball about 70% of the time.
Austin Borchard will kick off for Saginaw Valley. Wells and Smith are back to return. Wells takes it at the 15. Wells cuts outside, and he's going to be tackled for minimal gain. But there's a flag on the play.
A 6-yard return stop on number 21, Marcus Lancaster. There is a flag on the play.
It looks like holding on NMU.
And the special teams are very important today for the NMU Wildcats. Last year, Fred Wells, the returner, he was the most outstanding special teams player on the team, voted by the team, as well as the most valuable player. So we're going to need to see Fred Wells make some plays. He tried to on that one, couldn't break the 20 though.
Well, Fred Wells is the deep threat for NMU. He leads the GLIAC with 20.4 yards per catch.
And you know what, Pete? I'd like to see him spread the field a little bit. Maybe throw it. I know they're the second best pass defense in the GLIAC, but you can't just pound the ball and pound the ball.
All right, first down for NMU at the 11-yard line. Boussois is lined up in the backfield, and there's another flag.
There are those penalties. Yet again, 50 yards per game, the worst in the GLIAC, and they're going to need to contain that because you're not going to move up the field if you keep getting those penalties. Stupid, stupid penalties.
Yep, the Wildcats just keep moving backwards right now. Now first and 15, ball at the 6. Nichols and Branchow are the receivers. Boussois is in the backfield. Boussois will get the carry, and he picks up a couple.
Boussois, pretty interesting piece of work. He's all small team by the Detroit Free Press, voted as well as Fred Wells. So this offense is potent. We just haven't seen it yet today.
Boussois enters the game leading NMU in rushing with 369 yards and 3 touchdowns on the season. Branchow, Nichols, and Wells are the receivers. Kopak scrambling in the backfield, and his pass is incomplete. Intended for Blake Kreider.
And I know that pass wasn't complete, but still, Carter Kopak right there made a beautiful choice. He saw the blitz coming, he got out of trouble, and Kopak's an interesting specimen. He was a Division I prospect, could have went to Navy, could have went to Army, Ball State, the best team in MAC. But he chose NMU, and we'll see him run a lot today.
3rd and 13 now for this Wildcat offense. Kopak rolls right, and he pitches it to Boussois, and Boussois goes nowhere. So that'll bring up 4th down for the Wildcats.
And because of the penalties, now the Cardinals will get excellent field position because they have to punt within the end zone. So the NMU offense has to cut the penalties if they want to win today.
Here comes the freshman Garrett Peck for his 2nd punt of the day. He comes into this game 6th in the GLIAC in punting average with 39.9 yards per punt.
He's going to need every single yard of that average right now.
And there's a dangerous punt returner back there for Saginaw Valley, Carl Grimes. Oh, Peck rolls out, and he's just going to take the safety. That'll make it 9-0 Cardinals.
Yeah, special teams is going to need to step it up in this game. It could come down to special teams. It could come down to the points right there.
This is not the way the Wildcats wanted to get started here, Joe.
Yeah, as we mentioned in the pregame, they need the rushing defense is 12th in the conference. You'd think that the enemy Wildcats would be able to mix it up a little bit, a different running style every play, but we've seen them run it up the gut a lot today.
9-0 Cardinals with 3:16 to go in the first quarter.
And the very two first drives for this NMU offense has just been horrendous. They haven't been able to move the ball at all.
Well, it'll be interesting to see how this NMU offense responds now.
all reality, this defense hasn't played all that bad. They've had some good stops. There hasn't been any big yardage plays. That's what you hope for in a close game like this. It's just they've been able to move the chains.
John Law will kick it off for NMU. Carl Grimes and Nick Galena are back to return for the Cardinals. And here's the kick. Grimes will take it, and he cuts up past the 30, 35 before he's finally tackled.
Great special teams blocking by the Cardinals. A couple big hits to gain up the middle of the 40-yard line.
So here comes Dan Stiefel to lead the Cardinals offense again.
Cardinals ball at the 3-8-yard line.
3:11 to go here in the first quarter.
And so far through this first quarter, it hasn't been quite what we expected.
This Cardinal offense moved the ball pretty easily down the field on their first possession. Emmett's lined up in the backfield. Groenveld and Grimes are the receivers. Stiefel the pass is picked off by NMU. That is exactly what this defense needed, Joe.
Exactly what they needed. I mean, the defense has been playing great all game. They sit three defenders in a pocket, deflection goes up, and another defender makes the catch.
Zach Gauthier made the interception for NMU.
And Zach Gauthier's a huge part of this defense. We talked earlier before the game. He leads the team in tackles, and he's one of the best linebackers on the squad.
Zach Gauthier, yeah, the junior from Ishpeming.
Now it'll be interesting to see how Carter Kopak and the offense responds. That's a big play for the NMU Wildcats.
1st and 10 now for NMU at the 43-yard line. 3:05 to go here in the first quarter. Boussois will get the carry, and he goes to the outside. And he's brought down near the 33-yard line.
Great job by the offensive line creating a big hole on the right side for Boussois to run right through. And that's what we need to see a lot of today. A lot of moving the ball down the field, getting the clock to run down, NMU possession throughout the game, and I think we can still pull a win out of this.
Nichols, Branchow, and Schraben and Wells are the receivers. Kopak working out with a shotgun. Kopak rolls to the right, the pressure's coming, and he's going to take off. And he picks up a couple.
And as uncomfortable as this offense is look, Ben Hempel would not be able to make that play. He wouldn't be able to react, readjust, and run down the sidelines.
That's one of the reasons why NMU decided to go with the young Carter Kopak at quarterback.
Exactly, and Bernie Anderson also says he believes he has a stronger arm. He is a redshirt freshman, but he's making great decisions out on the field.
2nd and 6 now for NMU. Ball on the 29-yard line. Nichols and Wells are the receivers. Boussois lined up in the backfield. Kopak is going to go up the middle, and he's taken down for no gain.
Very short game of play.
And so far, we've seen defense up front of the Cardinals play pretty well so far. We've seen guys like Goetz and Barley make some big plays out there.
Big 3rd down now for this Wildcat offense. Kopak looks for Nichols. The pass is complete, but it looks short of the first. Wildcats are 1 yard short, Joe.
Yeah, it didn't look like that play developed as much as it should have.